Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, no music this time. Got a little something we're going to talk about. Only going to spend a couple of minutes on this because I wanted to speak on it because somebody's got to be bringing it up. You've had this thing about Black Lives Matter, and then Kanye, east, west, north, south, whatever problems that person's got, says that slavery is a state of mind. It's perspective. Now, I know it didn't come across that way, but that's what the person was trying to explain. However, I want to prove to you that systematically, quote unquote, black lives do not matter in this country. Did you remember a time when they would do movies and there was a saying that any black actor in a movie was only there at the beginning because he was always the first person to be killed off, to die? Go ahead. Go look at all the movies that were out during the 70s and 80s and notice how every single black person who appeared on TV, because remember, there wasn't a lot of them who appeared in movies. They had the little sitcoms where they danced and sing, you know, because that's all they can do is dance, sing, make jokes, entertainment, and play sports. Oh, and take out the trash. That's all they're good for. So, I was just watching a television series called The 100. And I was thinking to myself, man, The 100? They killed off like 3,000 people already in that show, and they call it The 100. What type of math are they doing? But every single black actor who has played in that series has gotten killed off. but maybe they're not doing it on purpose. Maybe it's just the characters and the way it was written. No, every single black character in that movie who had any type of a role, including the ones who had minor roles, are all killed off. And pay attention, the major characters all killed off by white people. Now, I'm just telling you what's going on in the show. I have no problem with a person because of their skin color. If I ever had a problem, no, I can't even imagine having a problem with a person because of their skin color my entire life. I cannot imagine myself as ever being prejudiced towards anybody because of the color of the skin. I can remember being angry with other members of my family because they spoke or said something derogatory about someone. Now, mind you, wasn't their nature, they didn't object to people of different races, but they held on to certain stereotypes that irritated me as a kid. But some of my best friends were black. I don't make stupid comments like that. But you did the other day when you talked about Pakistanis. No, I just said that I didn't have a problem with Pakistani individuals. It's just this particular individual had a problem with me. And it was obvious that he was talking down to me, not up to me. As a matter of fact, I was actually looking down at him. But because he had a store, and I haven't called the corporate office yet, I was supposed to call them this morning, but because of the time difference and because of all the work that I've been doing, time escaped me. So they'll be getting a call in the morning. And I will be getting their attention. But, ladies and gentlemen, just for the sake of just that dumb show, the 100, where the white woman who is a blonde woman is the hero! Okay? There are so many cliches in that stupid show. And then everybody's got to be gay. Everybody's got to have a gay relationship in every show now. But you can't do that. That's gay bashing. No, that's not gay nothing. People, the fact that they're putting it in every show is because they're trying to make it acceptable. Just like they kill black people in shows trying to make it acceptable. Just like the roles most black people play is gangsters, drug dealers, thieves, criminals. Because our society has it to where you cannot be a person of color and be held in the light. You have to be a person of color and be held in the dark. This is our society. The writers don't do this on purpose. Let's give the writers some credit. The writers don't do this on purpose. You know who does it? The producers, who are associated with their officials who tell them what to do, who are usually part of these secret organizations. Not going to say anything. I'm not going to mention no names like the Illuminati. I'm not going to say no names like the Freemasons. I'm not going to say no names like that because I don't want nobody thinking anybody's involved in some conspiracy theories, as if to be involved in a conspiracy doesn't mean you're crazy, but to say somebody is involved in a conspiracy means you must be crazy. Ain't that something? So back in the 70s, when Nixon was doing Watergate, all of the people who were talking about it and talking about what they were doing, these were conspiracy theorists, even though it turned out to be true. Ain't that something? So, Black Lives Matter? Not in this universe. It won't matter tomorrow either, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because they're not trying to change the system. No, they talk a good game. Oh, we're going to have a moment of silence. And then we're going to shut down our entire store. We're going to pay off these two little black boys. You know, because he's just going to give them a little bit of something, some little chump change. Oh, and then we're going to donate some money to some building. And, you know, we're going to pretend like we're doing something. But that's all we're going to do because we need to rake in our billions. We're going to pay a couple of million to rake in our billions. Ladies and gentlemen, take a dollar bill, get yourself 2 nickels and a dime, or excuse me, 2 dimes and a nickel, and then 3 other quarters. And then give somebody a nickel and tell them you're sharing half of the proceeds with them. And you walk away with your 95 cents, let them walk away with their 5 cents. That's what Starbucks just did. But that solves the problem. By the way, according to the government, because of slavery, there's no reparations. The blacks as a group, they don't deserve that. Because, well, technically, people haven't brought the right claim. They haven't brought the right argument. But according to the Supreme Court, they don't deserve reparations. But however, Japanese, and I have nothing against the Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, Jews, they all get paid when this government treats them differently as a group. Yeah, I know. Oh, well, y'all get, you know, that welfare stuff. So don't worry about nothing. Y'all get them food stamps. You get them county checks. So y'all get y'all reparations. This is their mentality. This is their mentality. Again, I could care less about a race. I can care less about a race of people. I ain't never seen a yellow person in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, there was just a flower in front of this screen. That's yellow. I ain't never seen a yellow person in my life. Then people want to call themselves brown. Knock yourselves out. Go ahead and call yourselves brown, but you want to call people whose skin is actually brown or auburn, you want to call them black. But then you want to call yourself brown when you're closer to Caucasian in color than anything else. But Caucasian's not a color. Ah, so you understand. So now you overstand the situation. You see, the people who are something don't call themselves that something because they realize that half the population is the same color as them. So they had to give themselves another name, which is not a color at all, but just a name. But people are going to get upset because you're saying this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is truth. If I don't speak truth, then what am I speaking? Okay, I'm doing like everybody else does. But you're not supposed to speak on them subjects. Those subjects offend people. You got to be PC. Protective custody? No, not that PC. No, that happens to people in them jails. No, we're talking about politically correctness. Political correctness? No, this is arrested development, people. I don't have time for PC anymore. They are manipulating you. They're turning you guys against each other. Now, remember, I didn't say that you were prejudiced. No, I said the system is creating a narrative. They're creating the narrative that blacks' lives don't matter. Next time you look at a TV show, look at the character, the black character. He's either a thief, a criminal, a supervillain. And they didn't start being supervillains until as of late. But what about the Black Panther? The Black Panther? Oh, you mean the guy that came from Africa? came to the United States and then went back to Africa? Ain't that what they're trying to tell y'all? They need to go back to Africa? And when they went to Africa, they were still in their native dress? Well, go to Africa, people, and see the people living in the cities don't live like that. But it's okay. It's okay. I understand. So, okay, you got one, not villain, but he's a superhero. Fine, you got a black. But what about the Green Lantern? Really? Interesting. How many shows have he had? Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not about people of color receiving prominent roles. It's not about diversity. It has nothing to do with diversity. It has everything to do with the image and the role and the perception that they're trying to portray before the public. So the next time you see that black actor and he's dressed up as a pimp, a gang member. Oh, and by the way, you gang members, especially those of you in South Central, I saw one photo of a video. I didn't look at it, but one photo of a video of some gang members. People, we're not in the 80s. What the are you wearing t-shirts and khakis for? We're not in the 80s anymore. You guys should have upgraded your wardrobe if you're going to be gang members. By the way, when I told you when I was young, I was asked to run a gang that is one of the oldest gangs in Los Angeles. I was only 13 years old. And I make no lie to you. If you've come to understand anything about me, I don't need to exaggerate anything, nor do I need to lie. In order for me to lie to you, I have to be afraid of you. I don't fear no man. So there's no reason for me to lie. Which is why I told those grown men, how in the world am I going to be your leader? And I'm a kid. Okay? They sent my friends to come and tell me that information. But I've already told the story. But again, understand, in the 80s, Eazy-E and NWA, and I say Eazy-E and NWA because Eazy was no punk. He was no slouch. Mr. Eric Wright was a bright young man, especially for what was going on at the time. However, I don't care about the negative stuff about Eric. Okay, I actually had respect for the man. Never met him, wanted to meet him, but had respect for Eric. That image that they portrayed, the t-shirt, khakis, that was an image that they created. Who created it? Not the gang members. It was the record producers. It was the Illuminati. Just like, hey, you guys have already heard me tell y'all, remember they sag? They be sagging? Well, sagging is niggas spelled backwards. S-A-G-G-I-N is N-I-G-G-A-S. Sagging is niggas spelled backwards. You think they made that up out of the blue? And I promise you, it was no niggas who made it up. Oh my God, he done used the N-word again. I done told him not to use that N-word. It's going to offend all the white people. Excuse me. First, there are no such thing as white people. Second, if you get offended by that word, pay attention, listen to it. If you get offended by that word, it shows your prejudice. Because the word doesn't mean what they say it means. As I told you, as I told a judge, you may have invented the word, but we perfected it. Doesn't have the same meaning with us. Does that mean that everybody and their grandfather get to use it? No, because Black Lives Matter, remember? That's right. Everything the quote-unquote people of color have created, come up with, invented, somebody else has come along and stolen it. You don't believe me? Just go back through history. Everything that a person of color has invented, somebody is coming. I can't do talking like that. Somebody has come, taken the idea, stole the idea. But you just said on your website that you guys have that nobody can steal ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, of course they can. Of course they can steal inventions. Why? Because they didn't have the idea at first. They only had the idea when somebody else told it to them or when they saw someone else talking about it. See that right there? But if you're going to claim you invented it when you didn't come up with the idea first, when you didn't come up with the prototype, that's your problem. That's why when a person gets a patent nowadays, to keep that from happening. That's why they add in this and add in that, so it to be included in consideration of the patent so that it can be patented. Again, in a nutshell, what's going on? We have this issue, we have this problem, and the issue and the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, is that they want to make you guys think that something is okay. They appease you. You're upset, you're angry, you're debating and you're arguing and you're raising a ruckus. Uncle Ruckus. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got to speak about the Boondocks for a split second. That show was a play on all of those stupid stereotypes. They made fun of that junk. That's why you had a rich white boy pretending to be a gangster. Okay, then you had Huey, designed after Huey P. Newton, with a big afro, and then you had Riley, little youngster trying to be a gangster, the voice done by Huey and Riley by a female. The show was playing on all the types of stereotypes regarding Black Lives Matter. Excuse me, who came up with that slogan? Black Lives Matter. Excuse me, people. Stop calling yourselves black. Stop letting people call you black. Do you see this area right here? This is black. I ain't never seen nobody who looked like that except for your mama. Yeah, those of you who want to say something stupid, that's for you, your mama. Anyway, back to those of you who understand what I'm saying. If you are not this color right here, stop associating yourself with that color. Black lives? There ain't no such thing as a black life on this planet. So do yourselves a favor. Stop being what they say you are and start being you. I am not a color. I am a man. I am me. Nobody can defeat that. Nobody can come and change that. I am me. And with that being said, we're going to let all of you get back to your day. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity of talking to you about Black Lives Matter. I wanted to talk to you about something else, but I decided I will hold off and do that video separately because it's about the law. Have a good day. Have a good life. Have a good night. Have a good time. Have a good bye.